Yeah, same with me. Even I can hear everyone except Mohan sir.
All right, let's start with a round of introduction till the time Mohan sir is fixing his audio.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Let me switch on my video. I am Prashant, here part of the Silver Jubilee batch, PRM 25. So 2004, 2006. And we had some 88 of us. Some of them are no more, but I think their families are getting covered. Thanks to IAA for this. Thanks for all the trials and tribulations. I'll take a pause now. Thanks everyone for doing this. Thank you.
Okay, I'll go next. My name is Swati. I'm from PRM 33, 2012-2014. I am volunteering with the rest of the IAA members for this group insurance. This is my first year I'm actually volunteering, but I have been taking the insurance for last 2 years and it has been very, very beneficial for me, which is why I really support the cause, and that's how I got involved.
Swati, I suggest like when we are introducing, we can switch on the camera.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
So that the people will record.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
I was not in the best of conditions.
No, it's okay. We are always good. Okay, next.
Well, I'll go next. Yeah. Hello, everyone. This is Chandbhaskar Singh, PRM 37, 1618 batch. And yeah, I was a part of this insurance scheme when it first rolled out. Then last year I could not take it up. Yeah. Over to the next person for the round of introduction, please.
Hello everyone, it's Anshul here, Kumar Anshul, PRM 22, 2001, 2003 batch. I'm also part of the volunteer group for GHI.
Who wants to go next?
Hi, this is Shubhankar Sengupta, PRM 16, that's 95, 97. And for some reason, my camera is not turning on. As soon as I'm able to figure that out, you can admire me.
Hello everyone, I am Surbhi. I am from PRM 37, 16 to 18 batch. And I have enrolled in the policy last year as well as volunteered. This year also I have enrolled and also volunteering. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Rajita. I am part of PRM 40. So yeah, I am here on behalf of my batch. I'll try to bring in the questions here that everyone has in their minds. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, I'll go next. My name is Varun Modi. I represent PRM 36, which is 2015-17 batch. And yes, happy to be a part of this group and volunteer for the insurance, IAA insurance. Yeah, thank you.
Praveen Chirag.
Yeah. Hi everyone. This is Chirag from PRM 28. That's 2007-9 batch, and we've been taking this group health insurance, and the batch has been, most of the people are wanting to take it. So thank you IA for that. Yeah. That's it.
Hi everyone, I'll just go next. So, my name is Praveen and I represent PRM 38, 1719 batch. So, I am here on behalf of my batch and to take part in the discussion. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Hitesh over here. I'm from PRM3. I'll be delighted to answer any query what any of you have it. I'm still traveling in car, so the signal may be poor.
Ritesh, you are the last.
Hi everyone, I'm Ritesh Chaturvedi from PRM 21. I am here to represent my batch PRM 21 and Europe group. Thank you very much.
Mohan sir, now you're back. Just see if the voice is clear, then you can address.
I shifted to my phone. Is it better now?
Much better, sir. Please go ahead.
Okay, so friends, my name is CP Mohan. I also volunteer for this uh, initiative. So the 1 minute. Somebody take care of this waiting room. There are people waiting to be admitted.
I'm taking care of it, sir.
Okay, okay. So, see, the whole idea is that this year we are a little short on the renewals. We had 1,391 policy holders last year in this group. Like in this time, we are, about 200 numbers short. And the insurer essentially is expecting, near total renewals. And that is one part. The other part is this year we had a very short window because of numerous happenings that many of you may be aware. And we could open it only for 4 or 5 days, and we had several people coming back to us asking whether they can join again. So when we renegotiated with the United India, who is the providing this insurance cover, they have given us some window to give opportunity for other people also to join. So on the one hand, we are looking for some good enrollments numbers. Essentially, our much as this is a useful initiative, we also need to run this on a viable basis. So we have seen that the past few years, the claims had been more than 100%. We have paid out almost 2.4, 2.5 crore under the policy to various alums who have claimed, who have had medical emergencies and medical requirements. So, it has been, it's essentially saving that much money for the community. So that's one thing. Then the second part, and the third part, the insurance experts are here much more than me. But essentially, arguably, this is one of the best policies we have come across. Our technology partners have come across, and many of our own alums in the insurance community has come across. In the sense that for the kind of premium we pay, we get a family floater of 5 lakh, which means that all the members of your family shares that 5 lakh rupee. But this comes without any waiting period whatsoever for pre-existing diseases. So somebody has a heart patient or a diabetic or a cancer patient or have an existing condition which may be serious or otherwise, or somebody is just looking for some kind of a elective surgery which you've been postponing for whatever reasons. All of that actually kicks in from the day one onwards. So there are no waiting periods. there are no limits per se for any of the treatments except for cataract, which is sealed at 30,000 rupees. And I'm not sure, maybe one or two small limits may be there for the pre and post operative operation, post admission expenses, but otherwise there are no such ceilings except again for rooms. Rooms we can go up to 10,000 rupee rooms you could opt, and ICU can be 20,000 rupees. We have had some additions to last year, and that comes at that is for congenital diseases, external congenital life-threatening diseases. It is covered. Earlier it was not covered. And this would mean things like, an unfortunate child being born without a skull, for example, or somebody who has an open chest, for example, which needs grafting and things like that, or several such conditions which are externally this thing. So this is an improvement over last year. We also have 50 lakhs as a corporate buffer, because last year our analysis showed that there were about 8 or so people who had hit the 5 lakh limit for their family, mainly because there are, unfortunately, amongst us, there are a few who are under constant dialysis or under cancer treatment, our own alums, young people. And also there are some parents who also are undergoing certain chronic treatment protocols. So that is where we are coming from. We were able to stay with the public sector. Our experience with the public sector had been good. And we are staying with the same TPA as last year, who gave us reasonably good. There were a couple of hiccups here and there, but we were able to talk to them and set those things right. If there are anything residual, we are fairly confident we have the access to people that we can support everybody for any kind of issues they might have. So we are staying with the TPA. Last 2 years we had a agent, because on the first year when we did not have any data at all to get this policy, there was somebody who was assigned, the United India assigned one of their agents, not a broker, but their own agent who works only with United India, to get our data straightened out. We had to do a kind of approximation, because we had only the alum data, and there was an approximation of the family age brackets that had to be arrived at. That on the first year he helped us do that, and next year when the renewal came, automatically he was part of that renewal. So this year we kind of told them that we would like to, 2 years we've had the agent who supported us, and we are grateful for that. But this year we do not want anybody in between. So we have got this this year we got this policy directly from the United India, and saved a certain amount of commission. But that part we utilize that savings to add some conditions, add some additional benefits like the corporate buffer, like the congenital life-threatening external diseases. Last year there was ambulance only once during the year. Now for every admission, ambulance is available, and so on and so forth. So that's where we stand. We also got this window open for a few more, a couple of week or 10 days or so. So that is where, if you have any questions, I can, all of us here who are volunteering will be able to, most likely, all of your questions, among us, we should be able to respond. Yeah, thank you.
I'll just add a small point. We are doing this in batches so that the discussion is more focused. So we have had few other calls. The call that we are targeting today is more from 35 onwards. But I'm happy that there are a few other alumnus who have joined. We will be happy if you have few queries, either of yours or of your batchmates. You can start right away and we'll try and take them up. Please go ahead.
Hi, this is Varun Modi. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
Varun,
you are
audible.
Yeah, hi. Good
Yes,
evening,
yes,
everyone. So one of the recent questions that one of my batchmate asked was regarding the coverage in pregnancy. So I just wanted to understand that is there any limit when it comes to hospitalization pre-post delivery? If yes, what is that limit? Because generally, why that question is because all of us have corporate insurance that is covered by our respective companies, and they do have this kind of limit. So I was not aware. I am not aware what to respond. So if anybody can guide me on that, thanks.
Okay, I'll take this up. Varun, this policy covers for a maximum sum assured as a family floater of rupees 5 lakhs. Within that, maternity benefits are not covered. However, if there are complications arising during birth leading to hospitalization for those complications, they are likely to be covered. Maternity benefits are not covered. Okay?
Yeah, okay, thanks.
Varun, I would like to add that the neonatal, post-birth, day one child is covered.
Okay, yeah, clear, sir. Thanks.
So that can be added any time during the period of the this policy. And if somebody is getting married, the spouse can be added anytime during the course of the policy.
Sure, sir. Thanks.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hi, this is Rajita, PRM 40. So we have one question coming from our batch. How are we going to, there was some extra premium, right? 325 rupees plus. So how are we supposed to pay that, and from by when should we pay that?
Rajita, all these people who have already paid will get a specific link based on each of your cohort. And I can announce this amount right now. See the amount which can you tell me for what is the cohort for which you took the premium, if at all? Is it one adult or two adults or one?
No, just
Huh?
self, one adult, just self.
One adult,
Just
one self.
yeah.
The self,
Yeah.
the total amount payable is 70 rupees and 40 paise. And
Right.
a link will come to you in your email. If you click that, the exact amount will pop up. You have to pay it either through UPI or whichever means. Similarly, if somebody has taken, say, with parents, spouse, child, and parents, that's the maximum amount they have to pay. Anybody has to pay. That is 284 rupees and 80 paise. That again for them is one link will come to them, those who have taken in that cohort, in the email, and once they click that, exactly 284.8 will pop up and they can pay. They will be asked for their name, mobile number and email, and you can pay that. So all of it will be appropriated according to the bifurcations given in a chart. Apart from this email, the IAA would be, this IAA support team will be promoting a message through the WhatsApp groups with all these links for each of the cohort. The link against each cohort showing the bifurcation of the amount. You can click on that, your particular cohort, and pay the money.
Understood. Okay. Thank you.
Mohan Shivankar here.
Yeah.
there are quite a few people here now from the relatively senior batches, last 10 years or more. I think it would be helpful if we discussed around one or two issues, which is more than the, we have seen very low enrollment in the batches of the last 10 or 12 years. And these are batches which actually have a larger student group. It was our expectation that these youngsters would take this policy often less really for them, but often for their parents who overwhelmingly will be senior citizens. So what appeared to me was that this is a very good policy, very cheap, and makes sense to take it. And because this policy will also run whether today I may be in a job, tomorrow I may be between jobs, or there may be a period where I'm without a job. So it is financially prudent anyway for everybody to have Mediclaim individually, separate from what their employer may provide. This was the thinking a lot of us had, that this would be a big hit amongst youngsters. But this has not happened. So I would be keen to delve into that. I'm sure the class representatives would have some insights into this. Is it a financial issue? Is it that there has been some misconception people don't know or are misunderstood it? So because we've been given this window by the insurance company, I'm very keen that if we are able to utilize this window, educate those classes and have greater numbers enrolling. If people are not enrolling, there must be some choice they have made, some rational choice they have made based on the knowledge that they have. So if that knowledge level can be expanded, or there is a feedback for us to understand what we think is a great policy, including people from the insurance industry among the alumni. Why is it that that is not what most others feel, especially in the last 10 months?
Varun, you are not audible.
Was I heard or?
Yeah, Shubhankar, we heard you full. Yeah. Varun?
Varun, you're on mute.
Hello? Am I audible?
Yes.
Now you are audible.
Yeah, so sorry, there was some network issue. So I'll just put my thoughts. I just wanted to share my thoughts in perspective to why the enrollments that even I expected for my batch is lower than the last year's enrollment. So I tried discussing with some of my fellow batchmates, wherein, I specifically called them to understand why have they not renewed the policy. So there are two things that came out. Number one was that, they have sufficient separate cover other than their own employer, which they have took over the period of last 1 year. And that is where they don't see much value getting added in terms of their family wanting to get covered into this insurance. And my second follow-up question was that, don't take insurance for yourself, because you yourself are covered. The necessity now is less compared to the proposition which this insurance is offering to elders, which is the parents. So the answer that I got was that, I am answer in sense of three people which I, discussed was there. All the three employers had sufficient cover, which they have included this year with comorbidity and zero waiting period for their parents as well. So that was one of the reasons which three people brought to my notice, and that is why they did not renew. And that was not the case last year, and hence there was a risk of parents not getting covered. So that was the first cohort, which was probably 20-25% of my batchmates who did not renew the policy. The second cohort was simply because lack of action. I'll put it that way because I have been highlighting to my batchmates that the cost of medicine and the medical inflation has been over 40-50%, and when in need of time we don't get either funds or cover, and there was simply lack of willingness to go and see the seriousness of getting this insurance, not just for themselves but for the parents. And there were instances where I was questioned that yeah, sab MBA hai, padhe likhe hai, why are we propagating so aggressively that the insurance is important? We all are MBAs and sound enough to understand that is the policy good proposition for an individual or not. So that was around 45-50% of those who have not covered. So coming on to the rest 20% where ideal, some of them did not they did not get time, and hence there was a request that can we reopen for enrollments or not. So these were the main three buckets in terms of my batch. And because I am also in F block group that has been there's one group that is going on. Again, what I would request 37, 38, 39, 40 representatives, if you guys are present here, that it is simply lack of action or probably lack of knowledge, that your batch needs to understand why this insurance is important. अभी क्या है कि बाप पैसे भर रहा है तो कुछ फर्क पड़ता नहीं है कि खर्चा कितना लगता है एक ट्रीटमेंट लगाने में, एंड यू प्लीज गेट योरसेल्फ इन्वॉल्व्ड इन जस्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि एक प्रेगनेंसी में भी 2-3 लाख घुस जाते हैं, ठीक है, विच इज व्हाई आई आस्क्ड दिस क्वेश्चन की प्रेगनेंसी कवर है कि नहीं. तो अगर फ्यूचर में कोई अनहोनी होती है एंड इफ योर पेरेंट्स आर नॉट कवर्ड, so yeah, it is on you that you will have to bear that expense. So that realization is not there as of now when I see 37, 38, 39, 40, just to put into perspective that why covering parents is important. And let me bet, यानी किसी के parents जो कॉल पे है, they will be either diabetic or they will have other comorbid issues. And if they are not, then probably you are one of the 10% who is not having that kind of issue. So my overall, just to summarize that, the younger batch needs much more attention here, and that will happen via the batch representatives only.
Thanks, Varun. I just wanted to respond to one aspect that you highlighted. Because we received the request from people, short window was provided, they needed more time, they requested. So we have gone back to insurer, requested for additional time, insurer has agreed, and we have opened the enrollment window again. They will be added when they pay the premium, and we submit the premium on their behalf to the insurer. From that day onward, they will get added to this policy itself, this cycle itself. So that is already on, guys and girls. So in case anyone is requesting you for this information, kindly share it. And the window is open till 8th of September, which is next Sunday.
Okay, so sir, just one clarity is required, that do we need to go to the same link or there is a new retrigger that will happen? So that's more of operations. If somebody can update, that will be helpful.
Same link.
Yeah,
same link.
the
It has
link
been
is the
reactivated.
same. The link is the same. But
Sure.
we are our team is circulating the link again. So
Yeah.
So there is no problems with that link. You can do that. So yeah, I would also like to. I don't know. We have not got any questions so far. I think let us open to the questions, and then perhaps we can give some more clarifications on why this insurance is important. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to go here. I have few. I like to lend my thought here. Why bought it in the first year? Why I did not buy it in the second year, and why I did not renew it this year? First year, I was when this scheme floated, I was in the development sector, and I felt this is a very good policy. I should take it, and I took it. Fortunately, nothing untoward happened in my family, and I did not had to use the policy. Second year, I joined a good corporate job where they were covering me enough, so I did not feel the need to take the policy. In second year, I did not take it. This year, concurring with Varun Bhai, it was lack of action. I postponed it till the last day, and last day I got busy elsewhere and I could not do it. But this is when I want to do it. I have one question. Probably it would have been answered in other forums. What I understand is the same insurer cancelled it because of reasons known to everybody. But when we when the volunteers tried to get the insurance back, tried different insurers, why we are going back to the same insurer again, and with the although minor but increased premium? That is my only question, because of which I'm thinking twice before enrolling.
CP sir, you will take this, or shall I respond?
If I can come in if anything more to be added, you can take it. Yeah.
So there are three parts to any insurance premium.
Yeah.
Part one is what insurer calculates and says this is the premium that I will charge for. Second is the TPA charges, the administrator of the policy, which does all the secretarial work, so to say. And third is when you are paying the when you're making the payment, then the payment gateway charges and other fund charges. One factual statement is that the insurer quoted, then we had already collected the money. They said they are reviewing it based on the mails received from another alumnus. The background is known to everyone. We went back, requested, used our other alumnus who are in the field of insurance, and then they reinstated it. While reinstating, they did not change their premium policy. They kept it at the same level. The TPA charges changed. So TPA charges increased by 0.5%. That is reflected in this cohort. CPSR has just highlighted that the lowest cohort, which is self, will be paying a 70 rupees increased premium. That 70 rupees is a combination of the increase in TPA charges, and because the amount was kept in a nodal account and there were changes to be made, it needed to be routed through the main IAA account and subsequently to the insurer account. So those fund transfer charges, similar to the payment gateway charges, have also been levied, and combined together, that works out to 70 rupees per person on a standalone first cohort basis. And if you're taking it for a family of 6, self, spouse, 2 dependent children, 2 dependent parents, then that works out to around 285 rupees. So this is not a change in premium. Insurer has not changed the premium. TPA charges have changed, and the payment gateway charges have got added because of the fund moving from one account to the other more than what was required in the envisaged in the initial phase. So this is one. Second is, look, we go to the best. Even when we were getting the policy renewed, as is the want with any such process, we always go for multiple quotes, negotiate and see which one can meet our requirements better. We have been doing it for all the 3 years. This is the 3rd year of our policy. And we always get quotes from multiple ones, including some private insurers. But when it comes to offering the best of the combination in terms of what they're offering, at what price level they are offering, what are the kind of coverages they are allowed to, they're allowing us to cover, and what are the exclusions they are allowed to ignore. On all counts, we have seen that the PSU insurers have quoted better than what we have been receiving from the others. And in that sense, we always try and bring the best of the policy features. We have compared it with all the other policies existing in the market, and we are very happy to share that this is one of the best policies in the market in terms of what it offers. Since the insurer which took time to first review it, then talk to us, reinstate, still continues to offer us the best of the combination. And more importantly, our performance and services offered by TPA, which continues to be the same, has not changed. So because the alumni feedback, because obviously if combined total 2.5 crore amount is being claimed by alumni in an year, in both the years, it means that multiple number of alumni would have gone back. So we collect that feedback, and that feedback has been very positive, both on the part of TPA and the third party service help that we get from Alive. So taking that into account, it was prudent to look at what is beneficial in terms of the overall package and not let one or two factors cloud our mind in that sense. And since this communication which happened in terms of reviewing the quote and all, it helped us to reach their senior management, and we did that. And we had the confidence that now, since the senior management is involved and they have been appraised of the issue, and that call has been taken at that level, it made sense for us to look at the best package and go ahead. And that's how the decision has been made. CP sir?
Yeah, I will just add a couple of things. The TPA charges got revised for two reasons. One is that, in the first year, the TPA was being paid 4%. In the second year, we got it reduced to 3.5%. But in the third year, we wanted, they were keen to come with us and we were keen to be with them. And so we talked to them and we got it reduced to 2.5%, which was a 1%, fall. But then when the United India rescinded, took back the offer, they also reconsidered. And they were not sure who is going to be the next, probably. I can't speak for them, but I'm just assuming. In the meantime, what happened was this Paramount TPA is now being taken over by one of the largest TPA, MediAssist. So the desperation which Paramount had to offer us a 2.5% and somehow hold on to this because of their low base of clientele suddenly vanished. So all of this put together, they revised it to, they called me up, our team had a conversation with them, and they agreed to reduce it over last year, but not to the extent of 1%. They reduced it to 3%, a 50 basis point reduction. Now, what also played in this process is when we negotiated with them for 2.5%, we were looking at 1,300 or 1,400 renewals or new, including the new additions. But by the time the reinstation of the policy came, it was clear that we had only 12 lives. So when it's simple maths for them. So once they knew that the total premium is significantly below what could have been for 1,400 people, for them it's an absolute value which matters also, because they have to give the service. They don't actually serve 1,200 people. They end up serving only 100, 200, 300 people, 300, 400 claims, which would have been the same. So I hope you understand the commercials behind it, how these negotiations go. The question as to why we stuck with the United India or an insurer which took back or rescinded, withdrew their offer. There are many aspects in negotiation. One is that we do not negotiate on the concept of emotions. We have to negotiate on the basis of hard commercials. And the hard commercials is that while the 23-24 premium, over the 23-24 premium, the United India's increase was 15%. The next lowest, the second lowest was 24% higher. So if you on a reason that they took it back, if you go to the next best, it would have been 24% higher, which was about 9% more than what we have now collected. Secondly, if you objectively look at why the premium was withdrawn or the offer was withdrawn, the responsibility or the culpability lies with us, one among us, not with them. It is not that they took a call. They were made to take a call because this person went back to the United India. See, first 2 years they accused the president and the members of the IAA. In the case of this year, what he did, he went one step further and accused the CMD of the United India, saying that you are involved in fraudulent activities. And that is the reason why they said, why the hell should I take a view? And since he was himself accused within the administration, the last appeal authority was involved. That is, the highest authority was involved. And any issue with this, he will not be able to decide. On top of that, the general manager and the CVO, with whom I have had conversations multiple times, they said, see, sir, we will like to protect our people first. So, but however, we were able to make that appeal. We talked to them, our own standing in society, in what we were in our past life. All of it helped a hell of a lot. And a lot of alums came forward and helped us in senior positions. And all of that happened. So, my point is that we have to take objective decisions here, So, and it is and in a democratic process, what happens? You give us a job to do, we do that job. And while doing that job, we, our compass is, are we doing the right thing as far as the community is concerned? So our call, we did the right thing. So if that's how I would like to put it. Yeah, thank you.
Very clear, sir. Very clear. Thank you for taking the time out to explain this in this much detail. I appreciate that.
Sir, I have one more
Chand,
question.
I'll also appreciate you for coming out so clearly. And the purpose of having this very open but closed room discussion with batch reps is for that purpose only. We want to understand what issues are there in people's mind. And people, we are not saying they are other people. They're part of us. If they have any queries, it is our responsibility also to reach out to them and understand. So feel free, everyone on the call, to raise these tough issues. We are here to take them up. Yeah, please go ahead, Varun.
Yeah, hi, sir.
Who's this? Varun? No.
Varun bhai, you're on mute again, I guess.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry,
Okay.
just very new with Zoom. I don't generally have, I'm familiar with this, so I'm sorry. So one of the questions that my batchmate asked me that, with this entire email saga going on with one of the alumni, what if in future there is, let's say, notice that he generates or a court order he generates regarding this particular exercise of insurance? Is there an assurance from the company, from the insurance company, that once this is live, which is right now, they have already issued and the cover is on, in future, regardless of any legal notices that they might also receive from one of the alumni, the cover will not end or they will not withdraw this cover. So just to be assured that in future they might not again have a case where they are rolling back the cover, citing some court issues, citing some notices, etc. So that was one of the concerns that one of my batchmates highlighted, and I wanted your guidance on the same.
Anshul, you're taking it or should I?
Sir, this will be, you can take it up, please, sir.
Yeah, I'm glad, that this question came up because I myself was trying to find out from all of you. I thought after we roll a bit, how much of this all saga of somebody perpetrating something, how much of an impact it is having on the community. I would like all of you, in fact, each of you, to please tell me this, because from where I stand, I find zero merit in any of these things happening. Not because I am personally involved, but when I look at it from an objective point of view. For example, a person with a certain motive is coming to you all and making a certain propagation of idea or a information. From where I stand, I would normally discount that from any motivated person because I cannot get the right information from a motivated person. But nevertheless, there is also this concept of there is, if there is smoke, there has to be some fire, etc. So some of you may feel that, people like me are actually not of high integrity, and that is also one thought which could be crossing at least a few person's mind. The third is that I am also curious to understand why a simple thing like when somebody gives a court order, why a simple thing like a Google Lens translation could not be attempted on the operative part of that order, and which would actually give us all an opportunity to compare what a motivated person is propagating and whether there is any difference in the things which you yourself can seek out. So I don't want to get into the defensive of it because we are all involved people, and I do not want to be in a position where I want to tell you that everything is hunky dory and defend myself. I stand before you with enormous conviction that we know what we are doing, we know we are right, we know what are the right things to do, and we are doing that. There is no iota of doubt on any of us. In fact, I want every one of you to seek out evidence and indict any of us in the right way that the law of this nation works. The law of this nation is not to scuttle things, going to third party and scuttling a welfare scheme, and that is not the way. By scuttling this welfare scheme for 4,000 lives, it in no way indicts C.P. Mohan. You see, how does it indict C.P. Mohan? If I am a culprit, I should be indicted. And for indicting, you should come out with evidence and indict me. Which law in this country allows people to go and scuttle welfare workers because there is an accusation of certain thing. That way this nation will never work. That is not the way the law of this land should work. Number one. The next portion is about whether this company would run this policy through its life. The same thing happened last year. It ran through the year. Nothing came against it. Number two, it's not easy for a public sector organization to simply rescind after they start. They need to have adequate reasons. Because don't think that if they suddenly stop it, we will stand and raise our arms. We will take them on. Thirdly, there is no guarantee that this person is not going to write to a third entity. Suppose we had somebody, Varun, I don't know who I asked. Somebody asked, why did we stick with these people? With these people, you should understand that there is a series of third year of these emails going to them. So it was very easy for us to prove to them that this is an habitual offender who comes alive during when the insurance enrollments take place and goes silent immediately after that. See, if there were substance in what he is saying, he should have followed it up with evidence and indicted us. So, first year it happened, second year happened, third year it happened. So, it was easier for us to convince a third year relationship that, see, look here, you look at the previous year and the year before that, this is a habitual thing. Look at the contents of what he is writing. It is exactly the same thing as in the first year, as in the second year, and now in the third year. So, this gave credence to what we were trying to tell them. We also told them that you are a public sector with a service to provide. You cannot simply go and say that I have heard one email from one person and we are scuttling the welfare of 4,000 lives. So, in addition to being rational and arguing it out properly with them through a very, very coherent but very humble appeal to the CMD, we also followed it up with my own conversations and trying to talk to the CVO, talk to the GM in charge of the group health thing, etc., etc. So they are now convinced. We did not announce this name of the insurance till we actually paid the premium and we got a promise that the insurance is live. That's what I'm trying to say. When you are in a democratic process, when you give a certain responsibility to a certain set of people to actually manage your affairs, we have to sit here and take decisions on the basis of what emerges before us. It's extremely difficult for us to actually give every single person nuanced information about things that might happen. So I do not foresee a situation where they are going to rescind a gone live policy. They have, in spite of going through all of this, they have given us a window of 10, 15, 30 days, whatever days we have, to enroll more people. We don't see any rescinding happening. And if we had gone to another insurer, there is no guarantee that this person is not going to write. In fact, the second lowest, at some stage in our negotiation, when we were appealing to one and negotiating with others. At that stage, one stage, they said, "Oh, we have got a message from somebody, an email, saying that there is something wrong with this association, and the management is considering whether they should go ahead or not." We went to when United India withdrew their offer. We went to National. We went to what's the other one?
Oriental.
Oriental. We went fairly ahead. They were almost ready with the quote, and then they took a reference with UIC, and they said that, "Oh, this association is better not touch them because a person is being aggressive against them." So that is the kind of damage this person has done. So if you really look at, from my shoes, wear my shoes and look, I think my team did well. Thank you.
Ritesh, first you go ahead.
Yeah,
I just wanted to add a few
Ritesh
more points. Ritesh.
Thank you, Mr. Mohan and Anshul. And Mr. Mohan had explained it very well, why we took a certain decision. One thing for all the representatives here, there is a message. In today's world where you have social media and other channels to write and express anything you want, it's our responsibility also as a community to be very objective and ask for the evidence. For the last 3 years, understand all these messages, spam, slanders. If you focus on insurance policy for the last 3 years, an easy job which could be done in 1 week took so many volunteers, including Anshul here, spending couple of hours every day, and there are 4 or 5. Imagine the wastage of resources. So yes, even if your batchmates ask these kind of questions, it's your responsibility also to explain it to them. Okay, we have been accused of, say, whatever it is, fraud and money laundering, etc. Please request that someone who had written to you either in person or through any media to furnish evidence for it. If they furnish evidence, they can put it in front of alumni. For example, Mr. Mohan put through the court order. It's in Gujarati, and you can simply upload it on the Google Translate and get the at least the crux of what's going on. So please, it's our request on my personal behalf and also the EC. Let's cut through the clutter, not pay enough attention. If there are any queries, just write to our email, specific question, and we'll respond to you, rather than replying to every email of all the spams and slanders coming to us through one individual or through a group representative. That's all. Thank you.
I just wanted to add 3 points. What complicated the matter, Mohan sir has highlighted. Adding to that, till last year, there was a very stable team at United. Only a month back, the CMD changed. So the person who received for the first time this this mail from the alumnus in discussion, that person was new in the office. And this was addressed as an allegation on the person. So that person didn't have any background. So that's how the first action started.
The GM also changed, I'm sure. GM
Team also changed. Yeah, team also changed from United.
CV also changed. The Jaipur team also changed.
Correct. So this was a fresh United team. They had this knowledge that 2 years have gone by, and they looked at our policy and said, you're one of the best cohorts that we are servicing. These were the words that they used. But yeah, these things made a difference. Coming to the specific, I'm not part of EC, and I'm like a normal alumnus. I know Gujarati, and I have read the English translation of that Gujarati order. I understand both. You must read it through. It's a 10-page document. These days, language is not a barrier. You can easily translate and read. Very important to understand. Whatever he is the person in question is doing on mails, he tried to do the same in court. And beautifully, court has said 3 things. This is my reading of how the court is worded. Part 1, he raised questions on health policy. The court is saying it has already been decided. It is in force. They just set it aside. You must read it. It's not part of the final 2 lines of the judgment, but there is a deliberation which is going on in the page number 4 to 6. And they have said this is already in force. So if someone goes by that, this has been validated. I'm not a legal person, so my reading is more of a non-legal way of reading it, but that's how it is coming out from that. Number 2, whatever he was putting as a slander, as an allegation, court has finally said, you have evidence, please produce it. Simple. And he didn't have. In all of that whole proceeding of 1.5 to 2 years, he couldn't. The court has said, if you have an evidence, produce it. And they have also said in front of whom and all. So I think it is very important, as learned people will all come from an education background where it is easy for us to spend that time and understand. And we must ask everyone who has this question. The question is very valid, but the effort to put in and to find out an answer must be accompanied with that query. Putting that query in your mind, like let it hang, will not serve the purpose. So I just wanted to add these 2 things.
Yeah, if anybody is interested, I can actually explain this court order. In fact, I have again sent it today to an independent, absolutely independent person to again interpret. Hello?
CP.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shubhankar here. I don't think we need to get into the details of the court order and all. It's all just instruction. I think what happens with junior batch, it becomes just something which bothers you a little bit, right? But I think some of the earlier guys who said that a lot of it has been basically just getting around to it. While there is a certain portion, and it's good to hear, who are getting very good insurance coverage from their employers, and therefore see no reason really to, spend whatever 20-25,000 per annum. But that's only probably 25-30%. There is another large percent numbers, I don't know whether it's 20 or 50%, who are just being lazy about it. B is we also gave a very short window. So people were not probably able to rustle up the amount. They didn't have much time. And it was in the middle of the month also. So my question to some of the juniors is, now that we have a window announced, now that the salary is going to come in the next 2-3 days, so there is cash. Second, do you think we can do a bit of a concerted effort, have town halls with the batches, and you think that can lead to some good conversion and also address concerns that people may have? Because obviously what Mr. Biswal has been doing, because people have limited bandwidth and if someone's always harping on something and sending emails with on caps, kahin na kahin wo dimag mein kuch ghus hi jata hoga. This is my reading, but I think the other younger batches would be able to give their take on what their batchmates are feeling.
Yeah, very true. Thanks for bringing it back on track, Shubhankar. We would really like to have your views on. We are short by around 200 proposals and around 400 lives vis-a-vis what we had last year. So, as I said, to make this more and more viable, and so that this can continue for a longer period of time, viability is very important. It is not just about this year. As a community, we need to think. So I would like each of you to tell us how, what is it that prevents us, or what is it that we can do to get genuinely required people to, people requiring this to actually sign on. Let me also just add one more point to this, even to those of who say that you do have a corporate insurance, which are fairly good. Actually, the fact is that in any insurance, can become a top-up for any other insurance. So for example, if you have an insurance of your from your corporate, and if you get by chance exhaust that, this can become a top-up insurance. In fact, it was used like that even during last year also. So what happens is this is one of the cheapest insurance you can get from the outside world, other than your corporate, for especially for the elders. We must also understand that in this insurance, even though if you take it as a kind of an investment, uh, a person can enter up to 80 years of age. In fact, 80 years and 364 days. Up to that age, you can enter. Once that person enters, so long as we continue to renew this policy, they will remain covered, whether it is 85, 90. Only thing that person should not exit in between. So, there are, things which are really, really going for us. And we must, you also talked about somebody saying that we are management graduates, and uh, make our own decisions, yet we want AI to tell us what is to be done. We also listen to advertisements on soaps and detergents. Uh, uh, we get influenced by advertisements. So this is not an advertisement we are doing. We are doing this because viability is an important thing. We also have learned over time that every time we reach out, some of you may feel that we're spamming, but each time we reach out, only 10, 20 people actually notice that. So every time we reach out, another 10, another 5, another 3, another 20 people keep seeing it. So my request to you is, please tell us, how can we make this more efficient? How can we ensure that we actually reach the right people, the people who really need it? We don't want to convert anybody. We don't want to, some of us actually support as a community initiative. But many of us are in need also. Like, for example, I'll tell you, there was one case who came to us just before this policy kicked in. The person had an emergency at home, and he did not have money to pay. We arranged the money. So we have people like that also, and it wasn't huge amount, but in the current situation that that person is, money had to be arranged, and we stepped up. Thank you.
Mohan sir, if I may, this is Prashant from PRM 25. One thing that was there, the corpus or some 50 lakhs, whatever we can give to someone, we can cover someone. That raised a question in my head also, because I thought, as someone who has been also involved in batch level activities, that how you've taken the extra pain of defending that one, as to how you will say you give someone, you not give someone, right? If it is finished, then someone will come later, he'll say that I was not given. So I was worried more of that aspect. And since, I know quite a few people personally also, like per se, Anshul or Richie was involved. So anyway, so I worried on that front. But the moment, I think Ajay Desai from PRM 16, he put out one message wherein one of our junior to me, had met with an accident of where he had fallen, and we had given that extra cover. So my point here, limited point here, is again that once we do something and we give this logic that this is how we are thinking, it instantly I saw that, at least for me and for the set of couple of friends or batchmates of mine, I said, yeah, this makes sense. That is one. Second is, what I feel is, obviously we don't need to convert. I mean, we are older than our junior colleagues or junior batchmates. So the only thing is, we need to tell them, see, your job can go anytime. Okay. And the thing is, every time you're changing job, I don't know how the company will cover for your parent. At times 100%, at some 50%, 25%, it will keep on varying. So you're not sure on what. And as parents are there for a longer period of time, as it happens in human life, the risk of getting the disease is more. So we tell them that this break period is, you need not bother. That is one. And second is, obviously, as you keep getting older, it is much more required. So we just need to convey it to them with examples. That this person was there, and we to just quote that he could take this benefit while this was not possible otherwise. If we can just give this out to them, and then, like everyone has claimed that they are smart enough, they have done an MBA, let them take their own decisions. But I think we are not doing that messaging with time in hand. If you do it just 2 days before, it's not going to happen. Like you said, you first send out the message, only 15 people see, then subsequent 20 people see. So reaching out to a 1400, 1500, 2000, our intended minimum target is not going to happen. So if you can do that, say maybe, I don't know, 1 month, 1.5 months before, that my small little ideas or the way I saw it, great for that. And one question that has come in is, people have asked me, when will they receive this individual notifications on mails, and by what time will they get to know? Because when I told them, let me give the specific answer. Okay, so I told them a specific link will be shared to each one according to the subscription. The amount is likely to range from rupees 17 rupee 40 paise to 284.80 paise. So the question was, when and where the link will be shared. So typically, I think where will be their individual email IDs which they have registered. When is, if you can give me some indication.
Yeah, a
Thank
couple of things. First of all, the last point, the emails are being fired right now as I speak to you. The specific links have been made. We will also, give in the reps group, we will share all the 7 or 8 links so that you can just share it among your batches, whoever. We don't want to flood it in all the WhatsApp groups because it is targeted only to 12, 13 people, 12 people. So that's one thing. And as far as this corporate buffer is concerned, we have to make a rule for that. We will, and the rules would be, would be several. We are working on it. One is that a corporate, if you have a multiple insurances, the second insurance who should have been fired before you come to us for the corporate buffer. Secondly, emergencies and accidents will have precedence over electives. Electives, in all probability, we may decide not to do. So, and we would also like to have an affidavit from the alum that they have financial trouble, and we will go by what they say. We will not get into any kind of verification or authentication activities unless we have some very, very serious reasons to think otherwise. So these things would be rules will be, so it will be decided rule based, and it will not be based on the whims and fancies. It will be rule based, and this is what we are thinking. We did not have the time to sit down and work on these rules as yet.
No, the point is not that. All I'm trying to say is, when we have to be better at messaging in trying to convey to the people that they need it, and it is a community based thing, and if they participate, they will also benefit at the end of the day. That's all.
Yeah,
and for
I
this
understand.
rule thing, great. I mean, it'll take you a headache off. But I'm saying that moment I saw it, the people, once you give the example, they get convinced. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, I understood. And one of the purpose of this meeting is two-way to understand how the community is thinking, what is actually in their minds, and the second is also to convey to the larger community through the representatives who are here, who would become our ambassadors, because we are trying to explain things to you, you know. So it's very difficult to explain every single question that pops up in one WhatsApp or the other. You know, we don't, many of us don't even see that. If I am there on the group and if I all the messages also. If I happen to see, then only I know this person is asking this question. You know, unless they actually send them a personal message to me. I'm talking about myself. So yeah, we take this, and Shul is here and Isha is here, who are from our communications team. Shubhankar is here. So we have taken that message. Yeah, yeah. So any other question? Anything which you want to ask us, we are more than happy.
I would be interested in hearing in terms of next steps, what the batch representatives think we should do now in the next few days, because 8th is the last day, to get more people on board.
And if you want us to talk to any of your people, any of your batches, any cohorts, we are available. You know, one of us, two of us, many of us will be available.
One thing that would be good is sharing the list as to which all people had, subscribed last year and have not subscribed this year. Once again, if that batch wise list, I don't know how much of hard work that you have to put in that. If that is available, then we can ourselves talk.
Yeah, Prashant, yeah. Hard work, of course, is one part of it. But you know, we were actually, very honestly, we were actually struck with a little bit of an ethical question, because you know, it should not kind of end up as a shaming exercise. We may not intend it to be, but it may end up in at least a couple of cases, you know, and then it somehow, you know, in the for a benefit, for a gain. I was not too sure whether that's a great way to do. It was, otherwise we could have done that. We will consider whether we can give.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
Sir, number of participants has come down. I can
Yes,
see
yes. I
only,
think we can.
they have
We
also
can. Yeah.
exited. So
Yeah. We can
Rajita
close it now.
or Praveen, if you have any queries, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll proceed for closer.
Or you want us to talk to your people, anything which you need. And but at the same time, we don't want to be seen as an aggressive salesman, pushing something.
And I also see there is someone called Dell's phone. I'll request if the person can identify themselves.
Is it me? No. No. Who is that? It's Shubhankar. No.
No.
Beauty is that upon announcement, the person exited.
So you never know.
Okay, Praveen, any other query?
Yeah, I actually sort of understood, and I totally resonate to the fact that lack of action has been one major concern. And then now that many of the things that are happening right now in the mails that have been floated, so to be very honest, after a point, we also sort of lose interest in what is being written also. Anyways, that said, whatever concern is there, I will also try and understand as to, I'll just put a little bit of an effort into understanding as to if there has been some grave concern that has kept people from taking the insurance. And then I'll also try and understand if that is something that will continue to be there. And otherwise, I'll also, sort of try and tell them that this is of great benefit, and then try and see if we can push the enrollment a little bit up. I think it is a lack of action, plus the concerns that would have been the concern that has come off late would have sort of, added on to the laziness that was already been there. So I guess that's what has compounded to this. I'll play my part for sure to understand and
Thank
try
you,
and
thank
bring
you.
up the enrollment.
Thank you, Praveen. On a very lighter vein, when all of the younger batches read these emails, please don't learn your English from that.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
And Praveen, we
so
will
we
be
have
available in case someone wants to talk to us one-on-one or as a group, we'll be available. So you just need to reach out to me and we'll
any
make
of
it
it.
possible.
Sure. Okay.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Prashant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Splendid work.
Thanks,
and,
everyone. Yeah.
thankless
Shubhanga,
as such,
Ritesh,
but
Anshul, thank you.
yeah, thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Good night.